Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Frank. I'm recently arriving in Brussels to help lead our EU Government Affairs program. And it's my special pleasure to welcome you here today to the Microsoft Center for a really interesting conference on digital values, advancing technology, and preserving fundamental rights. Let me digress for just a second. Today's a public holiday in the United States celebrating fundamental rights with recognizing Dr. Martin Luther King as the civil rights leader. And Microsoft's headquarters are located in King County. Now, I did some research trying to figure out, well, when was how did this come to be? In fact, King County, which now is the home to 2 million people, was formed in 1853, and the founders of the county at the time named it for the incumbent vice president of the United States, William Rufus King. Now, he died 3 weeks later after serving 6 weeks as vice president of the United States, and thus fell into the obscurity of history. But King County has become a place of its own over the many years since. And 30 years ago, the King County Council decided to rename or to switch the honor for the county to Martin Luther King. And so today it's King County for Martin Luther King. We're going to be addressing other fundamental rights here today brought about by the digital transformation of our lives. And those of us in the technology sector, of course, we think about these issues a lot, but these issues are far too important for just people in industry to be discussing. And so it's a great opportunity to exchange ideas, and hopefully you'll find the conversations, the presentations, and the dialogue stimulating today. And we really hope to have you back here to the Microsoft Center on an ongoing basis to continue the conversation. And so with that, my pleasure to introduce Techau of the Carnegie Foundation, which is sponsored today's conference. And Jan will be our master of ceremonies for the day, and he'll kick it off.
John, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having us in your building here in Brussels, and for approaching us and asking us to be the counterpart in this discussion about not only what's possible with technological progress, but also what's desirable. Not being bulldozed over by the possibilities, the sheer massive possibilities of what happens on a daily basis in this company and many other companies, and also the disruptive power often of progress as it scares people, but also the question of whether we can still shape it. Are we still the masters of the world that we're building, or is it on autopilot? And the ethical questions around this will be part of what we are going to talk about today here. And it is my great pleasure that Carnegie Europe can co-host. We are a foreign policy think tank. Carnegie Europe is the European chapter of the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, one of the 3 or 4 leading international affairs think tanks in the world. And we are primarily concerned with Europe's role in the world, and also that, of course, plays a role in all of this. And we are quite interested in the geopolitical change that can come about when change at the technological level happens to change facts on the ground, empowers people, disrupts power structures that do exist, these kinds of things. So we are quite happy to co-host this. I'm specifically thankful also to the Dutch presidency of the European Union, which has started in January. For the next half years, we'll be in the safe hands of the Dutch. Being married to a Dutch lady, I know what that feels like. Feels pretty good. Thank you very much for making this possible and for supporting our effort here today. I don't want to lose too much time. I would like to introduce Commissioner Jourova, who has agreed to speak to us today, give us one of the 2 keynotes. She, of course, is the commissioner for now I have to read it because it's actually quite a list, for justice, consumers, and gender equality since last year as part of the Juncker Commission. It's great that you could make time. And then after that, we hand it over to Brad Smith, who, of course, is the president of Microsoft. And after that, we go into the first round, a first panel right here. And then madness will ensue, as we always say. Hopefully, we have a good discussion. Commissioner, the stage is yours.